So I got jealous when everybody was introducing themselves, so I want to introduce myself again. My name is David. I'm from Cloudplexo. I work with Cloudplexo, and I'm excited to have you on this journey. Yeah. And so if you're just joining, if you joined in between and you saw everyone introducing themselves, this is the GenAI for Business program, where we expose technical and business leaders to real-world use cases in AI. I've run through the slides, but if I could just take you through, as you have missed just a bit of the session, a bit about Cloudplexo and how you can follow this session. This is going to be a 3-hour session, and you have the opportunity to learn different aspects of AI. Cloudplexo is the host of the session, and Cloudplexo is an advanced tier partner of AWS. We power businesses in leveraging AI and ML on the cloud and to use technology to generate valuable insights from their data and to get very interesting stuff done using technology. We've done this for over 700 organizations across the world, and you can see how our presence is spread across UK and across Africa. I've shared a bit about the Generative AI for Business session, which is bridging the gap between the technological potential and the real implementation. And then I went on to give you an idea of what our agenda will look like. We are kicking off in just a minute with Sandipan Bhaumik, and we'll end with Akim Ashal, who is demoing an agent workflow for HR by Cloudplexo. And with that, I think it's a good time to introduce our first speaker. Our first speaker is none other than Sandipan Bhaumik, who is the lead solutions architect at AWS UK. Sandipan brings over 15 years of experience in AI and ML and data, leading technology teams to use AI and data for their technology innovation. Sandipan also supports several courses in technology, and Sandipan will be sharing with us the outlook for AI for companies building in technology. If Sandipan is here, I believe he's here, and so if you are excited to have Sandipan, please just in the chat box, just use the what's it called? The applause emoji to welcome Sandipan, and let's have him share what he has in store for us. Hi Sandipan, how are you doing today?
Hello. Hi, David. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the GenAI for Business program. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, David and Cloudplexo team, for having me here today. I'm really excited to talk to you all about what we are doing with customers in the generative AI space and how you can start thinking about running projects in generative AI technologies. Give me a moment while I share my screen. Okay. And I'll go to presenter mode. You can see my screen. David, can you give a shout if you can?
Okay. Yes, it's clear.
Yes, you can
Great.
see your screen.
Okay. Thank you very much. So generative AI is a really exciting space. Before I move on, I just wanted to give you a little background. Thank you, David, for giving my background or experience to the attendees. I have been in AWS for around 4 years, for over 4 years now. Prior to that, I have been working in different consultancies, companies like KPMG, MetLife, NHS England in public sector, which was really interesting, and some other companies, mainly in the data area, data engineering, business intelligence, and machine learning has been my primary focus. In AWS, I lead the solution architecture team for data and AI, and in a day-to-day basis, I work with customers, helping them think long term with a strategy for AI. But I can hear some background noise. If someone is not on mute, I would request you to mute yourself so that everyone can hear me. All right. So my intention is to take you through a journey of where we have been with generative AI and what businesses are thinking about in generative AI. And then we'll dive into some of the examples, what we offer, and what you should think about when you start your generative AI journey. And this knowledge we bring from working with customers across different industrial sectors, right? In 2023, when we first
We can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Can you hear us?
You're muted, Sandipan.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
We can. Thank you so much.
Could you not hear me at all, or?
No, it was just very brief, but we can hear you now.
Okay, could you hear my intro and other stuff that I talked about?
But we heard all that. We were just talking about the journey of generative AI. That's when we lost you.
Sorry about that. I don't know why it muted. I did not press anything, but yeah, just give me a shout if it mutes again. So what I was talking about is the trends through the years, right? So we all know about the ChatGPT movement, right? ChatGPT came out, everything exploded in the internet, right? About AI and generative AI. We started talking to customers. At that point, businesses were trying to figure out what is generative AI? Like, is this secure? The questions are mostly around, oh, there is a large language model. What does that do? How do we use it in our business? Where do we get started? And then in 2024, businesses mostly started experimenting. They started to play with generative AI, as we call it, right? And then once they started to get a hang of it, they started talking about, okay, what projects can we build? What projects can we run in our organizations? How do we prioritize them? Then, as 2024 passed, businesses started they have done some experiments. They know, okay, this is how it works. This is how much it costs. Probably, if we take path A, we will realize more ROI than path B. Things like that, right? In 2025, it has become the year of generating value, like actual business value. And this is where businesses are talking about how can we move on from using LLMs in chatbots to using agents that can make autonomous decision making, that can reason on by themselves without human involvement, or involving human in the loop when it is just needed. See, businesses are now talking about how they can transform their entire business processes. How can they get all of their employees to embrace AI? So this 2025 is really exciting in this space as businesses move from discovery to pushing things into production. Now, what are the innovation opportunities? What does this look like for your business? At AWS, we have been working with tens of thousands of customers and have identified some common trends and opportunities within this technology. For convenience, we can group the potential impacts into 4 types. New experiences by creating a conversational interface to access information and applications by employees and customers. Boosting your employees' productivity by helping them creating content, code, or images. If you heard about Amazon Q Developer, we have seen that developers can improve productivity by 30% by using Q Developer, right? And then extracting insights from large amounts of documents, intelligent document processing, and then using these unstructured documents like PDF and Word documents and images to search on them using vector data stores. And then using generative AI for product ideation, product creation, creating movies, images, videos, etc. Right? These are the 4 key areas that you will see where generative AI is creating impact. Now, Along with this, we have seen a wide variety of use cases that will impact nearly all businesses, regardless of their industries. These use cases can go cross industries, right? So the first pillar is enhancing customer experience through customer support chatbots, virtual assistants, conversation mechanisms, smart analytics, and personalization. The second pillar is boosting employee productivity and creativity through conversational search, through summarization, content creation, code generation, and creating actionable insights from data. And then the third pillar is optimizing business processes. I talked about using agents, but there are other use cases where you can implement document processing, extracting insights from huge amount of PDF files, as I explained, fraud detection in real time, and taking action at the back of detecting frauds or anomalies, process optimization, and data augmentation through generating synthetic data and training machine learning models at scale. These are some of the use cases that we have seen coming up across industries, and I'm sure some of you in that in the session here would be able to connect to what your business is doing today. So it is important to note that at its core, generative AI is leveraging the latest advances in machine learning. And Amazon.com has been working on AI and ML for the past 25 years. It's part of Amazon's heritage, ethos, and future. And generative AI continues to be the next iteration in the decades of innovation for Amazon.com. I wanted to share a few examples on how Amazon.com is improving the product Amazon, the shopping product and the Amazon pharmacy experiences with generative AI. If you use Amazon, you might have come across Rufus. Rufus is a shopping assistant powered by generative AI, which uses Amazon's extensive data from the product catalog, customer reviews, and question and answers. And then you've got the customer review summarization. If you go and browse through an Amazon product, you will see that it provides a nice summarization of the reviews on top of all the reviews, giving you a summary of what people are talking about this product, what reviews it has got, and what are the main points that you should think about before buying this product. We have provided similar experiences in Amazon Pharmacy for faster prescription processing, and helping support the pharmacists with identifying unstructured text. For example, the doctor says, take this tablet by mouth, right? So how do they convert them to a more structured information for the patient? So all of these use cases have been delivered by Amazon using generative AI, and it's really improving the customer experiences. Now, it all looks amazing, right? But it is important to know that there's more than meets the eye at the first glance. What enables you to derive value of generative AI is your data. Generative AI applications are still applications. So you need operational databases to support the user experience for all interactions. You need analytics, and data lakes are key because that's where you accumulate huge amount of data, and especially your business data, your domain specific data, your customer data. And then there are data integrations. So mechanisms to integrate data between different sources and different source systems, so that agents, for example, when they work, they can seamlessly access data that have got context in them over time. The other pillar, apart from data, that you need to think about is security. As you build, it's important to prioritize security from the start. There are several key considerations in this space that you want to monitor and address over time. This includes compliance and governance, create generative AI usage guidelines, establish processes for output validation, develop monitoring and reporting processes so that you are rest assured that you are complying, your generative AI solutions are complying with regulations in your area and globally for your users. legal and privacy, the specific regulatory needs that you need to meet to retain control of your data. One of the methods would be like encrypting your data, making sure that you protect your data by encryption and support regulatory standards. And then controls, the implementation of security controls to mitigate risk, having human in the loop to make certain decisions rather than AI making all of the decisions, right? Embedding explainability and auditability so that you can audit all the steps that had happened in a particular process. Having a testing strategy in place, right? Risk management, identification of potential threats for generative AI solutions. Resilience, how can you architect generative AI solutions that they can maintain availability and meet the SLAs that you have agreed with your customers. So all of these pillars are important in terms of security when you start building your generative AI applications. If you search on AWS blogs with security considerations for generative AI, you will get really good content. I think there's a 3-part blog that goes deeper into these pillars and explain how you can implement some of these things. Now, as mentioned, central to trust is building and deploying generative AI in a responsible way. What constitutes responsible AI is being debated globally, to be honest, and it is continuously changing. It's evolving as AI is evolving. Right? But for AWS, we define responsible AI as being made up of 8 key dimensions: fairness, considering the impact of your AI applications to different and diverse groups of stakeholders; explainability, being able to understand on what basis the AI is making these decisions, right? What the AI is thinking; controllability, having mechanisms in place to monitor and steer AI system behavior; safety, making sure that AI doesn't output harmful untrue content, right? Content that harms people. Privacy and security, we talked about this, making sure that you keep your users, your customers' data private. You don't expose them. There is no data leakage or data breaches. Again, the security pillar comes into this scene as well. Governance, incorporating best practices in the AI supply chain, including providers of your solutions and the deployers. Transparency, enabling stakeholders to make informed choices based on their engagement with the AI system. And robustness, achieving correct system outputs, avoiding hallucinations or adversarial inputs. And it's really important to keep these pillars in mind when you start building your generative AI applications. And when you're ready to get building securely and responsibly, where do you get started? So as mentioned, we continue to reinvent for our customers, and we have learned what is needed to bring generative AI to your customers and your employees. You need the right capabilities to build with. If you look at the AWS generative AI stack, there are 3 main areas, right? At the bottom layer, we have the infrastructure. We provide really cost-effective infrastructure to build and train models, whether it is with Amazon SageMaker AI for end-to-end machine learning development and generative AI development experience, or AWS Trinium and Inferentia with really cheap compute to train your models and make inferences on top of models, and a high performing collection of GPUs of different sets, shapes, and sizes that you can get access from. In the middle layer, you've got Amazon Bedrock. Bedrock is the tool that enables you to connect to multiple model providers through API calls. And at the top layer, we have what agentic services like Amazon Q Business or Amazon Q Developer. Q Business, you can use it for insights and automation of your processes. And with Q Developer, you can improve your software development lifecycle, helping with productivity of your developers as well. Just a bit on Amazon SageMaker AI. It's a managed end-to-end service that's been a game changer for data scientists and machine learning engineers for years now, and it has totally matured. In December 2024, during reInvent last year, we rebranded Amazon SageMaker to Amazon SageMaker AI, and Amazon SageMaker has got some other components, which I will not talk about deeply in this call. But there are other components in Amazon SageMaker brand now. So the SageMaker Lakehouse, SageMaker Governance, Data and AI Governance, and SageMaker Unified Studio. All of these components make Amazon SageMaker today. And the reason we have done that is because we are bringing data, analytics, and AI projects together. Because customers, you in your business would want to build AI systems that are closer to the data. Amazon Bedrock is our choice of, you get a choice of leading foundational models through API calls. You can customize models. You can implement RAG solutions. You can implement agents. So we have got multi-agent collaboration now where you can build agents and then execute multi-step tasks. And then you can do all of this with security, privacy, and safety baked into the product so that you don't have to spend time developing those pillars. And then we have released our state-of-the-art foundational models called Amazon Nova. I would encourage you to check out Amazon Nova in the Amazon website, AWS website. And then we have a range of models from text models to models that create images and videos under Nova. I encourage you to check them out later on. So what does the future hold for generative AI? Look, the entire space is moving at such a rapid pace. It can be difficult to predict what and when something changes. And we all know that, right? But when it comes to solutions being developed by our customers, we have seen a few key trends. Agents, we all know agents are the talk of the town this year, right? So everyone's talking on agents. You will see a session on agents later this afternoon. Multimodal, text to images, images to videos, videos to text. We're seeing these trends. Customers want to use multiple models because not all models serve the same purpose. So they need to build architecture where they have the flexibility to use multiple models for multiple use cases. And AI policies and standards are changing rapidly. So you have to keep up with that. You have to design architectural systems where they can evolve as the regulations change. So getting moving with generative AI, I wanted to give you 3 mental models very quickly on how you can think about your projects. First, select the right use case, right? When you start thinking about use cases and projects in generative AI, there are several considerations you need to take into account. Make sure to have conversations not just about technology, but the impacts, the risks, data, budget, and the team you need to do it as well. And have all of these factors into the success criteria rather than just the technology, like success measurements and project planning. You can create when you come up with use cases, you first go with the highest feasibility. Build the use case that can be built very easily and has highest rate of success, because that helps you create that bedrock, create that foundational infrastructure to onboard other use cases. Once you have done 1 or 2 of those use cases, then see which use case provides the best value for your business and target them. Right? So that's the way to go about it. That's how you prioritize your use cases with generative AI. Second is empower your teams. 80% of the conversations I have with customers are about enabling their teams, because customers, businesses, I'm sure you relate to it as well. Like, you want to learn AI first. You want your employees to understand how to work with AI. And that's why we provide a range of free training and industry recognized training for you and your team to gain this expertise, gain this gain this knowledge with AI and generative AI. And third, get started on top use cases. The way to get started is with the size and potential of generative AI. You need the right expertise to partner with by your side to build these kind of solutions and to make the right decisions, not for the short term, but the long term. Right? And for that, we provide our marketplace solutions. We have got hundreds of use cases where we do prototyping with our partners like Cloudplexo, where you work with these partners who have got the expertise to help you build these solutions. And we are always in connect with our partners. So we keep them enabling and helping them to look at the next frontier of generative AI and the future of it. So to summarize everything, I would say there are four main things that you need to keep in mind in this whole space. Keep your eyes wide open. Things keep changing every other day. Create architecture and a culture of experimentation. You should be able to do cheap experiments many times, have the ability to fail fast, right? Prevent early dependencies. Remember, flexibility is key. The flexibility of choosing models, the flexibility of building security pillars, the flexibility of using services that you would want to use. The other thing is not one size fits all. Every use case is different. Every business is different. Check whether you want to buy something off the shelf. Does that give you better ROI, or you would want to build to gain better ROI? You have to evaluate those things, and then listen and enable. Work backwards from your customers as we do from our customers. Listen to domain experts, because AI is going to inside the domains. It's not an IT or tech thing anymore. It's going to go into the businesses. It's going to go in HR processes, in marketing, in sales. You need to understand from the experts of those domains on what they want, and then enable employees with the right set of tooling. With that in mind, I hope you have got a good grasp on, on how we are thinking about generative AI, where the market is going, what is the future, and what in particular you should think about when you embark on this generative AI journey. Thank you very much for having me. I hope this session was useful, and I wish you a very, very useful session today for the rest of the day. If you want to get in touch with me, you can get in touch on LinkedIn. This QR code will take you to my LinkedIn profile as well. And happy to have a chat sometime if you would want to talk about something. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Sandipan. Thank you, everyone. Please give a round of applause to Sandipan, who is the lead solution architect at AWS UK. Really, really insightful. One thing that stood out for me was, AI is already here. You just have to get ahead of the curve, right? And do it with the right partners and do it with the right solutions like AWS.